act together and I'll be a lot more powerful next time. We're having a Great Week Open, something called the Great Week Open in April. April is Poetry Month, so it seems an apt thing to do. And in June, we'll have another themed event, and it will be, the theme will be parents. This way I don't have to do a Father's Day and a Mother's Day, just parents, and or anybody who ever had parents. So therefore, the poetry should be exciting. All right. Let me see if I can do this. You bring me joy when I'm down. So much joy when I can't find my way. Your love comes shining on me. I saw your face and then I knew we would be friends. That's my song. All right. Time for the poem.
All right.
Woo. Time for the poem.
All right.
Thank you.
That's right.
We're speaking about black love. Delighted lover. Delighted lover said double invitations come for dinner and sequential breakfast with joys and toys in between, with wine chilled by hot looks across candlelight and special foods I know you love. I feed you and you feed me. We tease, taste, tease. Later, hot tubs of liquid lust, afloat in fragrant bubbles. We languish, baby, we splash. And then, oil in an urn above our tiny candle, warmed as we have been. Unction of the soul, salve of the sensuous, as we rub one another across black satin king-size sheets, braille in the darkness. You look past my pupils fixed and see how I want to kiss you. And you reach over and kiss me later, encased by you, your arms and legs holding me, immobile, happily immobile. We breathe as one. Morning. What remains before noon makes afternoon? Sun's rays pry my eyelids ajar and I slide from your grasp. Outside, I squeeze orange juice, retrieve cut greens and cheese prepared the night before because time out of your arms is to be kept to a minimum. Coffee begins and fresh fruit joins on dual trays. The napkins, cups, and flatware already there. You now miss me, not for long. We will spend this time, you and I, vacationing in that vacancy called Sunday morning. You bring me joy, don't go away. If I can't see your face, I will remember your smile. Black joy.
Amen.
Thank you. Okay. Our open begins with, I wish I'd given you a nice dark pen to write this, but really it was loud. Patsy Afro. Is the light?
Okay, yeah, thank you. The poem is called Echo. Echo. I do not hear my echo, but I hear the whisper. Hush, listen. It's the whisper, again and again. Did you get lost in the trees of gossip? In the canes of treason? Or those shut trees with their many pods and constant clatter, clatter, and shake, shake noise that will steal any echo. Echo, echo, echo. Where are you? I sent you on a journey. Hurry, return to me. I beg again and again. Great abandonment I feel. My deserters shout love sounds of fragrant black sage bushes and ducky parsley about their sweet smell and perfumed flowers grows deeper. All that remains of me is a whisper, a wisp, a wisp, a wisp, a whisper. Echo, I sent you down past the Marlow, through cane fields, bringing tossed and whistling leaves, with their golden arrows swaying freely above the stalks, through thick thorny hedgerows where blue flowering vines coil up pea-tree branches and reach for sunlight. You dance among the vines, listening to the buzz, buzz of bumblebees, pollen laden. You saunter down under the shak trees, where old men talk with laughter, young men talk of tomorrow for long life, sex, health, young women, and life everlasting. Where old grandmothers, tainted by years of living, chase after young children, separated by generations. Their sweet voices call out to the children, come back, come back, come back. They dangle comforts and toffees from knobby fingers worn from fountain, washing, cooking, forking, hoeing, milking, taking wood, and fondling old husbands. In this place of man and nature, into the gossips and ever chatter of shack pots. Talk of stewed potatoes, cucumbers, and saltfish. Talk of flying fish and cuckoo. Mellow with okras. Talk of pumpkin soup, simmering with onions, thyme, green seasoning, celery, split peas, cow's belly. Talk of beautiful pregnant women. Down past the deep Carlton Well, past the muddy pond, by the open pastures, short grasses and stubby shrubs mingle. The well belches out moisture, misty and sweet. My tongue tastes it, my face feels it, my body envelops in it. It drizzles the land as far as the banks of custis grass, where there's thick brown leaves to fields of potato slips. Beyond mahogany and fustic trees, and settled on the pods tossing in the air. Their long pods tossing in the air led music to the quiet day. Under moving clouds, the cool of the day masks the sun and casts a whole shadow. The shadow covers the land. As it whistles towards the horizon, beyond the wide open sea. Waiting for my echo under the shifting sun and west winds, I whisper to grasshoppers so as not to scare my echo, So by the muddy pond, I sat, my feet touched this water. Suddenly, dragonflies fluttered randomly, outstretched wings, blue, red, yellows, greens, and orange, glisten in rays of sunlight. Each wing, nature's living canvas, laid underwater, laid on water bubbles, blown from the mouths of tadpoles, singing beneath the water, the ooh, 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 ooh sounds. Nature's music, so sweet, deep. I forgot my echo. Yellow butterflies, white butterflies, multicolor butterflies, white ones with blue and pink spots, brown ones with orange, with wings of burnt orange, land on floating leaves, and drink in the cool water. Grasshoppers, click noises, blackbirds, parrots, dipping their worms from soft mud add music too. The crab boat jump into the water. The pond vibrates into circles, insects fly into the air. Clusters of fireflies lingers. I remember my echo. And in a loud voice I say out, Moses, Moses, Moses. Moses speak God's words, Aaron to, without answer. Now my echo returns to me. Back under the shak tree, women talk past the twilight until stars poke bright lights into the sky. Still talking, they point to the long tail coming in the northern sky. Echo, echo, echo. You have returned to me. Thank you.
Next up, we have Kitty Black. And come on down.
Autographs later. So Jackie and I go back. We always used to refer to our 10 years at City College as the project, so no one would know we're talking about school. And she may remember this class that we studied Richard Wright and Zora Neale Hurston, who are very different. And their writing is very different. So I took all these different poetry forms with different works that they did. Jackie might remember the course because we thought it was over, and then we would get another assignment and another take-home exam and another this, and it really went on and on. So we remember that course. So the first thing I'm going to read is something I wrote based on Zora Neale Hurston, 1937, Their Eyes Were Watching God. And it's a ballad form. Pray tell, do tell, oh Jamie Starks. Oh, did your dream come true? Did Logan Killix make you feel what Bee in Bloom showed you? Oh no, not that old man. His world was very small. He lived to work, I worked to live. Marriage wasn't love at all. Pray tell, do tell, oh Janie Starks. Oh, did your dream come true with Jody Starks? Did you regain what Bee and Bloom showed you? Oh no, that proud man. That man was mayor, he didn't care. That wife life taught me well. I draped my dream on a chair. Pray tell, do tell, Janie Starks. Oh, did your dream come true? With tea cake, finally, did you find what Bee and Bloom showed you? Oh yes, the dream came true. With tea cake, life began. I wrapped the dream around us both. I love that crazy man. Tea cake unlocked my rusty heart. I could at last be free. I sang, I danced, I lived, I loved. My opened eyes could see. What joy, my Janie Starks. Your dream, it did come true. With him, at last you found what Bee and Bloom showed you. Like stallions roll in ether fields, we did all we could do. Till creatures crawled and flapped close by and hurricane wind blew. Perhaps it was too good to last. For me, he fought and died. But still he's here, that dream is truth. And the Bee and Bloom are tied. So folks, don't talk and treat me mean. If you ever love at all, I have a tale so rich it made our Phoebe 10 feet tall. And now for something different. I took a Richard Wright short story, The Man Who Lived Underground, 1940. And I wrote some haiku. We had a guitar that had a little twang after each of these haikus, but you'll get the feeling. At night, cops search streets. A city pothole beckons. I drop to safety. Wastewater sticks to me like the confession beat out of me by white men. Dead sewer baby, tiny hand clenched, mouth open in a silent scream. Dollar bills and jewels nailed to dirt sides of my cave. Perfect wallpaper. Light bulb in a cave, cracks and holes to watch people. I am my own king. Through the sewer wall, singers cross River Jordan. Their chief joy is death. Folks laugh at shadows behind the film screen I watch. The joke is on them. One man robs the safe, another dies innocent. We're all guilty. Beneath city skin lie its nerves, its veins and blood, my new consciousness. Potholes closed up tight, our street ornaments open, they are paths to truth. Thank you.
Susan Yang,
Yeah.
young son.
This is called Your Last Right. For so-and-so who took Pepe, my blue Russian cat. During times of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. I had washed the cat and wrung him in an orange towel because yesterday you said the cat needs a bath. As you walked out the door, then before you came to pick up your bags, you walked bodily in loudly Announcing your intransient entrance, accompanied with a young man. He looked a fool as I told him to sit down. You undressed and bodily smiled into the shower as I started to make small talk with him. You wrung your body dry with the orange towel. Announced as you left a token of appreciation, a signed memento of your written words. Leaving me must have been difficult. And you took the cat. That was a birthday gift for me. And I found a young Filipino woman who was breeding the cat so that she can go to college. So, it's a nice, cute Yoda-looking cat. So, leaving me must have been difficult. Momentarily, you lingered longer than necessary, and it was only a hug held tightly as we tried to embrace our pains. So you men picked up your bags and left. So long, cowboy, down the spiral stairs. As I whispered, it had to be that way. Okay. So recently I found this poem written in 2015. And this is, contemporary as can be. Death in wars. Death in wars. No victories for the kid. Does peace make war? Death in all wars. Not victories for the kid. Dead babies lying streets. Ironies will send us to foreign lands. Lovers can make wars. Madnesses make wars. Push the buttons for wars. Life and death juxtapositions. So just choose genocide. Aryans versus Asians versus blacks versus Hispanics. However, being Asian is to preach yoga peace. Is the grass greener? Do flowers thrive? Can you see the world in a flower? Okay. And Monday Blues for Amaret Baraka. The day after weekend's debauchery, on Monday, while workers work hardest to strain meticulously to describe a missing memory, there is a gap between creating substances and tributes, begin on a memories impelled with words meant to revolutionize the masses to exist from slaveries imposed by masters of the world. Global reveilles of protesting governmental dictates. While death tumble mountain mudslides, tidal waves flowing, floating cars and rivers of mud, dragging houses with overflowing detritus, and oceans lessen, living creatures leaving the open sky to mourn.
Thank you. That's all we have for this half of the open. Start with Ella Smith, because she's here and she said she'd be willing to go. Right there behind you is actress. She's done all sorts of things. I'm not going to fill up the time telling you all about it. You can read and check her out. And if something that she does is exciting and interesting that you'd like to look her for, I'm sure she'd be available.
Thank you so much, Jacqueline.
Hey.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
All right.
I can go on and on about how amazing Jacqueline is. And this is great that she's put this together. And what a lovely spread, 'cause especially when you're talking about Black joy, you have to have the food, you know, because Black folk, food is love, love is food and gathering and community. So give Jacqueline a hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You want to know something? We Jews are the same way. Food is
Yeah,
love.
food is love. That's true.
Yes.
You may see on the program here, I don't know if she included it, that I had the honor this year, that was bestowed upon me by the City Reliquary Museum Miss Subway's contest of having the honorary title of Miss Congeniality 2023. And it was an honor to be able to go around the city and talk about take the train and great places to go and things to see. It officially ended at the beginning of January 2023. It's a contest that was revived from the 1940s to the 1970s when women in New York who rode the subway could represent the city as Miss Subways. And Miss Subways, her name is Harmony Hardcore. She's a hula hoop artist. No, she's not a porn star, hula hoop artist. Hardcore is just her name. And then I also got named as a runner-up as Miss E with a Z, which is a character I play on the Kong Show on TV, which is a web series, and also my Instagram name. But I was so excited because I am now a city relic. If you go to Wikipedia and look up the Miss Subways contest, I'm a footnote in history. It says Miss E with a Z, Miss Congeniality 2023. I'm a part of New York City history. This poem that I'm about to share with you is about Black joy. And it takes place where, I don't know, Black folks can turn anything into a party. And people I remember stopping with somebody, and this was during a very, of course, the troublesome time, not troublesome, just sharing a sorrow. He had lost someone, and I stopped. I was with my husband, and I started saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, sorry for the passing." And then we just started talking, and we started sharing. And my husband was like, "What was that? You shouldn't ask him all these details about his life. He's suffering." I was like, "No, Black folk share suffering." Then we turned it into a song. Did you heard the blues? We find any reason to celebrate. We're celebrating that that person lived, not that they're gone. And this is a poem called Chocolate Pudding. Reminds me of Grandma's house and some distant relative has died. Chocolate pudding reminds me of Grandma's house and some distant relative has died. Cousin Auntie so-and-so, she's inside hollering and wailing that her ever-loving, some say good for nothing, husband has died. Some of her friends and the church women's and the cousin auntie friends are hollering and wailing and putting on a show, staged especially for the benefit of cousin auntie so-and-so. Oh, Lord! Oh, God, rest his eternal soul in the bosom of Jesus! Oh, Lordy! Some of the cousin uncle men are rolling their eyes while they're snotting into embroidered handkerchiefs. They're wishing that that old gal would wise up and maybe take a good, strong swig of liquor so as to calm down a little and quiet up a little quicker. Oh, there she goes. She's in a swoon. Should we call 911? Oh, no. Check her pulse. Oh, she's breathing. Just carry her to the back room. It's the bedroom, to the side. Turn the lights low. Lay her on the bed. Give her a wet rag for her forehead. Well, now maybe that she's rested in peace, maybe we can get some peace. Hey, please. She is bereaved. She is a widow. Yeah, we know. But right now, back in the backyard, the reap fast peace, the reap fast past feast is being laid out on borrowed picnic tables. Some of the cousin uncle men have pushed the tables together, and some of the cousin women friends have gotten white sheets for tablecloths. And Uncle what's-his name is firing up the grill. He's got a bunch of barbecue ribs he's putting on there. And some of the used to be cousins from down the block have bought a big old pot of potato salad. And there's pans of baked macaroni and cheese. And the church women, they bought some chicken, fried crispy chicken too. And I, with all the other kids, are waiting with big eyes and appetites to hear when it's time to eat. And the treat table on this sweet table is with cherries in the little rings of pineapple, a pineapple upside down cake that I helped my mama bake. And there's also apple pie, sweet potato pie, sugar cookies, oatmeal cookies too. We're waiting around for the food to be ready, so meanwhile there's nothing to do. I'm standing in a circle with my mom and her friends, looking so pretty in their black hats, their black dresses, their perfume is so heavy. And you can taste the mean on their breaths. Yeah, they're going on and around about this girl named Sarah Beth, I think, and saying, what does she think showing up here at this here funeral? Don't they know that she used to have a thing with cousin Uncle so-and-so? Well, I take off with some of the young, and maybe not so young, young boys. They're my cousins after all, and we're playing tag, you're it until I fall. And then I hear my mom's shrill voice nag, girl, get over here. Don't you know you too old to be running around and playing with them boys? Come here, little missus, and pull down your dress. Your panties is showing. Oh, that daughter of mine, such a tomboy, I don't know what to do. Look at you, you're a mess. You done tore the hem of your dress, and there's a hole in your stocking. My mama and her friends keep on talking. I'm a mess. You know you oughta be a nice young lady, you oughta. Look at cousin so-and-so. She's sitting so nice like a young lady oughta. Like a young lady oughta, huh? That black dress looked like it painted on. And she's got those fancy black fishnet stockings on. And a big black hat. And she's batting her eyes at the cousin Uncle men, hoping to catch the eye of one that's not too close of a kin. Yeah, because Uncle men do look handsome though. They've got on their black ties, looking so squeaky clean, their hair slick black, and their black jackets. Ooh. But I'm too young for them to take any notice of me. Too old to play. And the old guys, well, they're got a card table and they're slapping down dominoes. But I see that they've got little flasks of whiskey and taking a sip here and there. So who's behaving? They're not behaving. She's not behaving. Why, I got to behave. My mom says, it's hot out here. She's fanning her fan and batting away flies. Why don't you go inside? And since you can't act like a little girl oughta, go inside and get us a big pitcher of cold water. A big pitcher of cold water. Now I gotta go inside and get a big pitcher of cold water. I oughta put soap in that water. So I go inside. And I can't find any empty pitchers sitting on the table. And I'm not quite able to reach the cabinet. So I get a chair to drag over to the cabinet. I'm getting ready to climb on the chair, then maybe climb on the counter, but then I see there's mud on my shoe. And then I don't know exactly what to do. And that's when Grandma notices me. She calls me her little chocolate pudding. That's my grandma. I doing? And I said, I'm about to get my mama and her friends a pitcher of cold water. Because they want me to be a nice little young lady like Amata and stop running around like a tomboy. And so then my mama says, oh, we'll send one of the boys out with the water. So she sends one of the young cousin boys out with the water. And she says, sit here with me a bit. And I get to sit on one of those round chairs that spin around, just like in a diner. We spin and laugh, and then my grandma says she never seen me looking finer. And she fixes the little ribbon in my thin, long braid and said, did I get good grades in school, or was I enjoying my summer? And then she says, shh. And I said, shh. And she reaches into the refrigerator and gets out one of those little cups of chocolate pudding. Especially for me, her little chocolate pudding. So sweet. A treat with my grandma. Chocolate pudding reminds me of grandma's house when some distant relative passed by.
Thank you. Karen's here. Khe Thompson.
Who's here?
I know, I'm calling everybody out of order.
It sounds like mystery
A
day.
little surprised.
Hello.
Yeah, showtime.
Yes, at the Apollo.
What else?
I know,
Minus ten.
I'm calling people out of order, and I do apologize for that, but this is how it can sometimes go around. Excuse me.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, yeah, I have on my stuff. Self-love. And we all need to love ourselves. We need to have a sense of who we are. We have to have a sense of self-possession. We have to be grounded and we have to be present. He chopped through dense, steamy labyrinths of green stalk and bark. Later on, he knew he would be able to recall the sound of jungle bird calls if he ever were to lie chained in stone chambers in England, oceans away. He would be able to recall the surge of adrenaline whenever he encountered native red skin pigment. His skin had tasted arrowhead teas and bush thorn. He wore a Royal Euro insignia and jaguar tooth amulet. He would have conquered the Andes in the name of the Queen, but he moved on. He moved on. He coveted no gold or slave obeisance. He wanted to hear the whisper of the ocean on the other side of the continent. Drink in, smell the scent of salt sea air in his nostrils. He wanted to drink from the splashing fountains of water that would grant him new sight. He wanted to explore with his own eyes the verdant slope and the valley seen from the crests of climbed mountain ranges, and then yearn for the beyond, live in the beyond. He would induce visions with his will. He saw his world as infinite circumference of achievements. They were his imperative obsessions. He would explore and explore until he was gray and wizened, short of breath and nerve, until his breathing was one with the primal in and out of the sea. There is no one waiting for you at the train station when the sound of the brakes of the last train are released. No one on the beach on a cold gray morning. No one present in your unprecedented power. There are no benevolent people in the room with sucked up oxygen as you run out gasping for air. The absence of voices in the middle of the night. The murderers not appearing at the appointed time. No one on the corner to exchange drugs or cash. You entered my room and said it was peaceful. I say you have to have a sacred space. You have to have a sacred space where a mobilizing legacy carried from those who saw you as part of the landscape is identified and exercised, where implanted demonic seeds taught to blossom and bloom are burned, where generational armies of amputated and infected soldiers are commanded not to enter into your city of gold, where walls lodged inside the brain become smoke, disintegrate into dust and clearance. You must have a sacred space where unseen canes and walking legs for quantum leaps are made manifest for truncated and bleeding torsos, where fading sound of angel wings recurs in the brain after transformation and realignment. Let gratitude spill from your lips, faith like bones growing stronger. Forget desire to walk in reverse. Lean on trees and rocks to rest. Look heavenward, orb of moon shrouded in illuminated cloud. Awareness of breath returns. Easy blood pulse rhythm returns. I bury chopped roots of insomnia and tumult and remember the spot in a sacred place, in a sacred place, sacred place. There is the sound of the arrival of rain, like a million minuscule feet in the distance. There is the sweet rush of air before the rain arrives. My mother stands in a field in the Carolina dusk as a lone quail sings, its voice a sentinel of silence. Did my grandfather hear the same sound, and his father before that, in the fields before the cannons came to free him? What snippets of remembrances and stories were told to him as a child about those who came before him, about black chained feet standing in clear water on another shore in another country? Now I look over an expanse of sea in some port harbor and grant myself permission to acknowledge and affirm that I come from somewhere where I was not 3/5 human to be enslaved for a tobacco leaf or cotton boil. I grant myself permission to envision myself whole, where I'm not conditioned to see myself as a threat, maintaining civility or muteness in the face of genocide. I am the 400-year-old mutation, the bastard offspring of a rapist, the cultivated gene of survival. What I create will have X factor, infused with life force in the face of my desired annihilation or servitude. I'm not supposed to die a natural death. I'm supposed to shut up and dribble, kill or maim my brethren, beat my woman, be a stranger to my children, and absorb every toxic idea from a talking head on a screen that says I don't matter, that says I am expendable, that says I am the reason to own a gun or an assault rifle. I am supposed to maintain composure, walking around in a hostile land, peeling targets off my back, voiding the bile of the day to heal. I will go back. I will go back to the Carolina field at dusk. My mother standing in a field of tall grass like an earth goddess. I will commune with the spirits of my ancestors who are present at dusk, singing like an army of quails. We toiled and died here in communities of cultivated joy and suffering. We descended on planks from wooden ships waiting chained in shallow water. My ancestors have been waiting for me to stand and claim my heart, my mind, and my spirit back. They want me to rise in the land of my birth and be fully human, without question, without pause, without uncertainty or apology, and then I will be seen. I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready. Ready to put on my long white robe. I wanna be ready. Wanna be ready. I wanna be ready. Wanna be ready to put on my long white robe. In a night full of stars and silence, there is a road that runs through a forest. I run forward on it and come to a place where it stops in a clearing. Hounds bark in the distance, but they have lost my scent. A posse of my former selves walk in circuitous confusion in pursuit of finding someone they cannot possess. They give up at dawn, their hope dwindling to lost bounty. In my mind, I travel back down the road of the men before me. The back end of the road stops at a shore where the ground becomes white sand. The scent of blood mingles with the sea air and the smell of discarded bits and iron masks with rusted hinges. remnants of ancestral journey begun in this land. I travel forward in time to the other end of the road. I brand a North Star on my skin and declare myself a free man in the world. A chorus of ancestral song begins that only I and God can hear. 400 years of ancestral walking on the road with two ends, the continuum I am traveling. My footprints, once a trail of question marks, are solid imprints in the sand. On the other side of the road, there is the scent of the sea, cries of gulls and horizon. I hear my true name in the wind and breathe with unlearned entanglements. The sun rises, light is on my skin. I am elemental, a natural man standing in the clearing. Virgin sea before me, the ancestral spirits rest in peace.
Okay, that was thrilling. Woo. Okay, we have two people working together. They haven't performed recently together, but they're joining up for tonight, and I'm so grateful to them and happy to have them. This is Karen A. So should I give your whole name? Okay, Karen Amatrading. And of course, Diamond with
Diamond's not performing. AJ Galloway, also known as Cesare, is performing. I wrote the material they're doing.
Okay. That's what you guys sent me. I'm so sorry.
What are you sorry about?
Hey, I like to get it right. You don't know how many hours I spent working on this.
I'm a
And I
producer
like to
too,
get it
love.
right.
I know.
Okay.
I like your dress very much. It's a beautiful compliment.
Yes.
Yes.
Yellow and purple, it's very, very floral. It's beautiful.
Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. And Habarigani oil. My name is Karen Amatrading, better known as Karen A. I am also known by the many characters I portray at Afropolis Studios in Harlem. Perhaps you've heard of some of them. Princess Tam Tam, Rose Anderson, Professor Dr. Yvette Baby Gaskins, PhD, the main mistress of Turksickery. And oh yes, Miss Girly Pooh Taylor. But tonight I bring you Sister Tutunk, better known as Sis Tut. Lady Greet. And I am sharing with you poetic visions of Harlem as we celebrate the beauty of our Nubian queens. Harlem Sweeties by Langston Hughes. Have you dug the spill on Sugar Hill? Cast your gems on this sepia thrill. Brown sugar lassie, caramel treat, honey gold baby, time to eat. Peach skin girly, coffee and cream, chocolate darling, out of a dream. Walnut tinted and cocoa brown, pomegranate lipped, pride of the town. Rich cream colored to plum tinted black, feminine sweetness in Harlem's no lack. Glow of the quince to the blush of the rose, persimmon bronze and cinnamon toes. Blackberry cordial, Virginia Dare wine. All these sweet colors flavor Harlem of mine. Walnut or cocoa, let me repeat. Caramel, brown sugar, a chocolate treat. Molasses, taffy, coffee and cream. Clove, licorice, clove, cinnamon to honey brown dream. Ooh, yes, ginger, wine gold, persimmon, blackberry, all through the spectrum. Harlem girls vary. So, if you want to know beauty's rainbow, sweet thrill, stroll on down to luscious, delicious, fine Sugar Hill. Okay. Thank you so much for the love. And speaking of love, we have a very special guest artist tonight. My co-star and collaborator, my brother from another mother, the fabulous brother Cesare. Isn't he handsome? Yes, I know. And he can sing too. This song that we are going to do is from our show, and it hasn't been performed in over 42 years. So listen, watch, and be fascinated. So, Brother Ches, are you ready to help a sister out? All right, let's do it.
You know what? I think it's going to be better with just the cell phone itself.
Okay.
This is louder.
Yep.
Can we restart that? All right. Just press play and we're good. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll wait for you.
Yep. There's a feeling deep inside, covered up, but with what to hide. For its rituals are habitual bills to take. There's so much crying to be free, calling out, echoing to me. Just believe, souls believe, keep in touch.
Drowning in a sea of woe, want to live to feel the flow. We're just birds, you see, with wings to fly us free. So much crying to be free, calling out, echoing to me. Just believe, souls believe, keep in touch.
Keep in touch with your mind, 'cause you must learn to trust in it. And together you'll find that the truth is obtained through it.
blinded in our foolish pride, as we face the rolling tide. We're not actual, but factual in our eyes. Oh, so much crying to be free, calling out, echoing to me. Just believe, so believe. Keep in touch. So much crying to be free, calling out, echoing to me. Just believe, souls believe. Keep in touch.
So much crying,
So much crying to be free, echoing to me. Just believe, souls believe. Keep in touch. Keep in touch.
Oh, yes, grateful. That was beautiful. That was the one and only Brother Cesare, who is also from Harlem. And let me tell you about our home, Harlem Village Town, or as I like to call it, Africa, USA. I bring you greetings, sisters, brothers, and others, and welcome to my home, Harlem Village Town, or as I like to call it, Africa, USA. It is really very easy to find. It is north of 110th Street and south of 155th Street, bordered by the Mother Hudson and Papa Harlem rivers, encompassing thousands of souls, woven together into the mighty multicolored cloth, lovingly spun in Africa and cruelly tailored in the Americas, brutally cut from their origin by the scissors of oppression, tightly sewn and bound by the threads of bondage and ignorance. This is a capital city where different tongues wag, bringing forth echoes from every corner of God's great dark creation. And oh yes, children, dark is good. So here we are in Harlem Village Town, where legends are made in black, beige, and brown, where mighty souls roam the streets, both living and dead, where Africa, USA, rears its valiant head. Rise up now, pretty children, with Harlem Village pride. We'll dance in Africa Square. We'll do the electric slide. We'll share the sweet vibrations that come with love and respect. And bend our knees, sweet Jesus. Shout hallelujah and genuflect. The vibes inflame the air in Harlem Village Town. We'll raise each other up and never let us down. We'll lead a brave new planet where peace and harmony rule and erase the evil from all the world and be happy, copacetic, and cool. So now, is this for real or is this just a joke? Am I emotionally crazy, mentally retarded, emotionally crazy, spent and broke? Now I could be lazy and negative and forget my mother wit. I could sit up on my butt and say Negroes just ain't spit. But my granny taught me better, and the answer is more than a guess. If you're not part of the solution, then baby, you're part of the mess. So children of Harlem, all over the world, arise and take your place. If we love each other and support each other, we will win the human race. Open your eyes, open your hearts, open your insides, and let us know that the answer is right here. We will win this human race. Open your ears, open your eyes. It's nation time. Open your hearts. It's nation time!
There's no music, honey.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's nation time, and what we usually do is pretty children, when we have nation time, it's party time. We play music, we get up, we dance, celebrate life and the ancestors, and give a little boogie to the ones who no longer are here. So I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We're about to resume. Jacqueline isn't here. My other Jacqueline. You're all by myself. The only Jacqueline in the house. Oh, this is bad. All right, I will give her a buzz, and I'm sure something is happening. But we will have a little break if you like. What time is it now?
9:20.
Okay. A quick break if you haven't eaten or drunk, or if you haven't seen the doorkeeper. Don't see her. Eat, drink, and be merry. I can't carry this stuff home. It's a sin to waste food. Yeah, ancestors will cry. My mother will come out for great and beat me. Terrible things. She will, like you said. Yeah, you know. Oh, yeah, she will. All right, so with that in mind, a 5-minute intermission, and then we'll continue with the open. Those of you who signed up, those of you who would like to sign up.
Yes, please.
5 minutes. Because we got to be out of here by 10. It's a hard hour.
My friend wants to sign up.
I should have put my headdress on.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
30 years ago.
I know, I'm trying to turn them.
I had a correspondence with Diamond Girl. She was my dance.
Excuse me.
No, we know each other 30 years.
Oh, she
31 years. So I was from my senior show in Colombia. It was my college senior piece. That's what I was saying. Never threw none of my stuff away. Bringing the song to life. That's all from my college.
There's also white ones here.
Black version of Dr.
I gotta try to get it to let her. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you know, I was like,
Okay.
wow,
Look for the lights. Okay, next up we have, Noel?
Here.
There you are, okay.
Hey.
Thank you. Noel is a poet. I've seen him at Evie Ivy's event. I've seen him at Joshua Meanders. He's a good poet. He's part of the open tonight.
Well, you want to know something? All of you people are the stars. The variety of cultures and the musicians, the poets. this is a grand garden of humanity, so thank you all for being here. Okay, what I'm going to do is, since February is Valentine's month, my two poems are going to deal with the theme of love. Now, here I'm going out on a limb. I'm obviously not black, but I'm going to talk a little bit about soul. As per the words of Billy Joel, who's Jewish like myself, soul is often the joy that comes from sadness, if you think about that. And as per Aretha Franklin, there are two sides of love. So my first poem is going to be about the downside of love, when it doesn't go well. The other one is going to be about the upside. It's also the first poem of my first book. So here goes. I'm going to bring us down, but I'm going to bring us up also. Rejection. Your face blushes, your heart sinks at the disillusionment and futility. When that special someone thinks you're not worth knowing, but a mediocrity. Singing a hard, cold, piercing tune. You'll recover, but not anytime soon. What went wrong, you ask yourself? Was it something you said, didn't say, didn't do? It rattles your peace and health, all this pensive introspection and singing of the blues. But it doesn't matter now. The relationship is through. No matter how much you may try, there's nothing you can do. Then a different feeling sets in. Damn it, you're angry at how shabbily you were treated. How could you have been taken in? How could you have allowed yourself to be conned and cheated by this person's bright eyes and engaging smile, to believe you two could go the extra mile? Nothing to do now but dust off the old ego. Stand up now and look straight ahead. Do not drift and wander to that place so long ago when good things were all that were said. My next poem goes out to all the lovely ladies in the audience, and luckily there are so many of you here. It's the first poem of my first book. It's called Midnight Walk, and it goes like this. Meet me on the midnight walk, spanning a strong, silent sea, lit up by the moon and stars, setting our hearts free to soar way up high to the midnight sky. Meet me on the midnight walk, where a port across the bay glitters red, gold, green, and blue, a dazzling display celebrating me and you. Meet me on the midnight walk, where a wild western wind whips through the trees, then out to sea, riding the waves and the ships, galloping spirited steeds. Meet me on the midnight walk, where you and I walk alone, street-lit shadows in the dark, kicking over cobblestones, kissing in the fading light. Will rapture be ours tonight? Thank you.
Right, we have, oh, I wish this were darker. Cynthia? Right. Oh, she calling me? Sorry. I'm back to your first name.
Okay, it's Andrea.
Andrea.
Good evening. I'll be very quick. In honor of Black History Month, I've been thinking all week for some reason about Langston Hughes. This is not my poem, but I like to think about Langston Hughes this week to celebrate. In honor also of my girlfriends, Julie Shelton and Wendy Bruno. Langston Hughes. I've known rivers
I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood through human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns was so young. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked across the Mississippi and heard it singing. I've seen us in golden steps, walking everywhere. Yes, I've known rivers, and so have you. All our souls have grown deep like the rivers.
All right.
God bless Langston.
I'm sure he's smiling at that rendition. Okay, Ernest, come on down. Ernest is a man of brief but very pointed words. Okay. Let me see. Can you see what this is?
Britco.
So you're up next, after him. Go ahead.
Wouldn't be British, would you?
Okay, good evening. Hope everybody continues to enjoy themselves. Yes. All right. Now it's Black History Month. I'm Maria Nicole. So this one is a tribute to Gil Scott. Yeah, Gil Scott Heron. I call it Brother Gil. R.I.P. Brother Gil, a wordsmith, God too soon. You're not here in body, but here in spirit. On a Sunday night, 4th of July weekend, you signed a copy of one of your books for me. You consider, we can first briefly, you drop your pearls of wisdom on me, like rain which absorbed. A wonderful experience. Wonderful experience. Don't worry, Brother Gills. There's no shortage to remind the masses that the revolution is still not being televised. Not all is revealed on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, CNN, and other alphabet organizations. Though you were uneasy about being referred in this manner, I and some others will think of you as the godfather and the precursor of the rap hip-hop movement. Through many witches in America, through your battles with demons in the Bible, your creativity shined through, giving birth to a legacy of work for us to read, recite, and learn from. Brother Gil, a wordsmith, God too soon. Rest in peace. Okay, and I too am admirer of Langston Hughes. So I'm going to read one of his. Yeah. Okay, here we go. This one is called Lonesome Corner. I went down to the corner. I stood there feeling blue. I used to go around the corner, bathe and call out. Old Lonesome Corner, people pass by me, but none of them people is who I want to see. Thank you. Her name was Maria Chisholm. Yeah, I was at her wake yesterday, so I kind of dedicate this to her.
Rice Cole, thank you very much.
Hi, thank you for having me. I didn't know I was going to read tonight, but I think I have 2 poems for you. Spotify. Having what you want at any time is bad for the soul. And for music, which means bad for people who make music. And people whose lives, whose ancestors' lives, are the foundation of music. In a world where production is mostly important, production at any cost, they say. Well, no, not at any cost, at the best value. The most profit with the smallest losses. Losses for who? Is the best for production. For the country, yes, for you. This country, I say, damn it, was made for you. And people, I say, damn it, they died for you. Remember the people who died but left music. Wait, did they die? No, they were killed. Remember the people who gave us the music. Remember the cost, the value, and production. What it takes, what we took, and what we owe them. Which means really what can never be repaid. But who's asking for money? Who lives for money? Who wants money? Dirty money, rotten money, cheap money. My money is really your money. Money, I just want some honey. Ain't it funny? Ain't it sad? I need your money if I'm still trying to live. Sometimes I need your lovin'. No, God's money. I don't want that money. With the face of George Washington, with the watchful eye of the FBI, no IRS. I mean, what are they watching me for? I don't have money. No money, no money. I want for no money. I just want to sing. Booka, Billy, John, Ma, Odetta, Elizabeth, Robert, the list goes on. The song goes on. It happens too. I swear, I sing. But I want it sometimes. Spotify pulls me out of the dark morning. On the train to work, I hear your voice. My shoulders rock to the sound of your voice. My lips curl up at the sound of your voice. I close my eyes, and blue, 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 the memory, the history, and you, and me, and you. I'm not forgetting, I'm never forgetting. I was taught the blues.
You have one more.
Yeah. We're running up on the hard end. Okay, thanks. Olivera Stankovic is also another professor. I met her in New Jersey. We're crazy people, we teach people. That's how it is. Go for it.
Well, I'm not theatrical, I don't perform, but I'll try to do my best to just read something that I wrote many years ago. It's not the same theme, but it is about soul and suffering. Broken glass, that's the first one. Tonight I broke the glass. The glass found a nest in my heart. I'm bleeding, but dancing, out of anybody's sight. Alone in this pit of despair, I'm trying to find the light. I'm dragging my feet, but I'm not ready to give up the fight. My body is cold, trembling on the fresh air, covered by the moonlight. No sound, just deep serenity, the shadow of nearby ancient cemetery on my right. I'm waiting in the silence, a dash of the wind to suck me away from the crowd and leave me on an island in which the cold owls are taking over the monotony of this long night, far away from the morning spring. The second one, winter shower. It's snowing all around. First snowflakes are falling dancing on the ground. The flakes are flying into my eyes, while I'm brushing the fresh and white snow of my coat with excitement sound. It's known like a powdered sugar strained through the colander and scattered on a homemade cake. The soil looks like a decorated bride, ready for bridal shower. The snow is heavy, slippery, and wet. Piled up like a whipped cream on the road, previously orange and brown. The whole landscape is a giant pumpkin pie. My car's tires are taking irresistibly the first yummy bite.
Okay, we have a surprise, a special little treat unplanned, but Diamond Red is willing to give us a little performance because we've got a little bit of time that we can squeeze him in. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. I had a wonderful time. How about you guys?
All right, yeah.
Black History Month. Let's talk about the black royalty of Harlem. Talk about the Duke of Ellington, the Count of Basie, the Lady of Day, the Earl of Father Hines, and last but not least, that great poet, the Cab of Calloway. Now, I'm going to do one of his poems set to music. Been popular for 93 years. I'm talking about Minnie the Moocher. You're going to have to help me sing it, though. Will you? Okay. Old folks hear the story about Minnie the Moocher. She was a low-down hoochie coocher. She was the roughest and toughest frail. Minnie had a heart just as big as a whale. Heidi, 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 hi. Heidi, 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 hi. Howdy, 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 ho. Howdy, 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 ho. Heedy, 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 hee. Heidi, Heidi, ho. Heidi, Heidi, ho. She messed around with a bloke named Smokey. She loved him, though he was cokey. He took her down around the Chinatown and showed her how to kick the gun around. Heidi, 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 hi. Heidi, 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 hi. Howdy, 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 ho. Howdy, 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 ho. Heedy, 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 hee. Heidi, Heidi, ho. Heidi, Heidi, ho. She had a dream about the King of Sweden. He gave her things that she was needing. He built her a house made out of gold and steel, a platinum car with diamond studded wheels. Hi ya 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 ya. Hi ya 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 ya. Oh ya 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 ya. Hee 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 hee. Hi hi ho. Hi hi ho. He gave her townhouse and racing horses. Each meal she ate was a dozen courses. She had $1 million worth of nickels and dimes. Just sat around and counted them 1,000,000 times. Hi ya 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 ya. Oh ya 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 ya. Hi hi ho. Hi hi ho. Poor men, poor men, poor men. Yes.
Thank you all for coming. I am just so thrilled that you came. This is an inaugural night, I guess, an inaugural theme, which was for Black History Month. I had the bright idea in the middle of January. Hey, well, you know, some people can plan like 6 months in advance, and maybe if my brain had been working along those lines, I would have. But I was running around being crazy. Just to close, if I can do this poem, I hope I can. Speaking of Black Joy, I told you I'm an instructor. They call me a professor at some institutions, but I know better. I don't let it go in my head. I would not be teaching anybody anything if it weren't for my father. He My sister's in the audience. Wendy, bring up Wendy. And she brought her friends. And like I said, I would not be teaching anybody anything if I had not a father who had gotten me through the dreaded math. So I will try to remember all of this. I did it countless times and it was fine. And then every now and again it just gets to me. All right. Sunday mornings in another life. On Sunday mornings, amid grains of rice, the wash picked over, seasonings for the ritual baked chicken dinner, my father filled my head with grains of knowledge, picking over my numerous numerical errors. He seasoned the blandness of my education with his substance. On Sunday mornings when others played, he stayed to fill me with what weekday school had not. A strong, loving man, neither flashy nor loud, who worked a full-time job all week, sometimes 2 jobs. Too strong not to be there, too strong not to care. He was constant. He cooked on Sundays, my mother's day of rest. Amid the sounds of pots and pans sounding, French cut string beans and onions boiling, collard greens, large strands of collard greens, and hulk of ham fat curling, the sweet sizzle of meat baking in an oven behind us, the soft scent of thyme and sage, fragrance in the room. He drilled me with times tables at 7 or 8. Long division followed next. Decimal points to move, fractions and decimal points to move, moved me to tears, but never him. Units, tens, hundreds. College found me still learning to count, this time counting on him for guidance through the eternal math names. These days, only the location has changed.
Take it down.
That's it. We used to have a kitchen that was yellow. Don't care how many times we painted it, it was always yellow. So, like I said, there are new people living there now. It's totally renovated. There's none of the scenes of what I remember, but every time I do this poem, I recall the way it looked back then. So the location has changed, but I know he's up there.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes tonight's celebration of Black Joy. I'll be back here again, I don't know if this room or maybe the room next door, Studio 1, but someplace along here. And that will be open, a wide open, I'm calling it just that, the wide open. So bring your protest poetry, all that kind of drudge. I write protest poetry on occasion, but for the most part, tonight was a celebration of joy and things to uplift. There's enough stuff to drag you down. So you could have a little oasis of pleasant, uplifting, happy stuff. But come the open, you can bring whatever you want. And as I said, in June, it will be parents. So if your mother abused you, your father misused you, you lost your shoes or whatever, you can bring that in June. You can't take it all the time, but you know. There are times when people need to get those thoughts out, and sometimes people are extremely creative in getting those feelings out. So, June is your time. Yeah, hey, well, you know, that's where my father poem came from. I would go to readings and there'd be a space of those kinds of poems. I'm like, you know, not everybody had a pops who was terrible. I mean, you know, I didn't always appreciate him, I'll be the first to say. And sometimes you don't appreciate your parents, you know, but he always used to say, you never miss the water till the well runs dry. All right? So now I miss the water. Folks, I'm going to clean up if you want to help me. Anything that you think you might have liked, anything you would like another piece of, please be free to.
Got everything my meat done.
Thank you so much again.
Yeah, I'm gonna write me a poem. You sex, that's good. Leave it red